Hello everyone, welcome back to another video in perspective drawing series. In this video, we will learn how to draw this box in both 1 point and 2 point perspective. So let's get started. Alright, so as usual we have a blank sheet of paper over here, and this time we are going to draw this box, a nice simple box in 1 point and 2 point perspective. So first let's start with 1 point perspective. So what happens in 1 point perspective is that all the vertical lines which you are seeing over here, these will remain vertical, and all the horizontal lines like these lines over here will also remain horizontal. The only convergence that's going to happen are with the lines that is going away from you. This line, and this line over here, and of course this line and the one at the back. So to draw this box in 1 point perspective, first what we need to do is just block out these horizontal and vertical lines, which is kind of nothing but just drawing a square, like in an orthographic view. So let's first go ahead and draw that. So before we draw a square, first we need to have a horizontal line which is called as the horizon line. And on this horizon line, just pick a point which will be our vanishing point. And in 1 point perspective, there's only going to be one vanishing point. All the lines going away from the viewer, like these lines, this line, all the lines which are going away from the viewer will go and converge into this single vanishing point. So as I have mentioned earlier, first let's go ahead and draw the horizontal and the vertical lines of the face that is closer to you, which is this face. So I can just draw a simple square, nothing too complicated over here. Alright, so now we have drawn the front face of the box. Now all that remains is just take all the four corners and draw a line to the vanishing point. All these lines should converge to this single vanishing point. And don't forget to connect this the line from the corner to the vanishing point, which will essentially be the back edge of our box. Just draw a light line like this. Now since we now we have the front face of the box, now it's time to kind of estimate how much deep our box should be, which is essentially like now that we have drawn this face, now we have to figure out where it should end. So we have to figure out this length over here. So let us say that this box will end somewhere over here, which kind of looks like a square or a bit inside than that. And then just from this point which you have decided, draw a perfect vertical line, because all the vertical lines in a 1 point perspective will remain vertical. Now we have a start and an end point. From this, just draw a horizontal line. Oops, it should end here. What I have done is, on this line I have picked up the point where my box should end, and from here I have drawn a vertical line. Now from this point I'll just draw a horizontal line to meet with this line over here, and I'll do the same over here. Now I'll just finish off the box. Now we have a box in 1 point perspective. to make it a bit more clear, I'll just darken the outer edges of our box. This is the most simplest way to draw a box in one-point perspective. So I'll just recap. First, I have drawn a square face, two horizontal lines and two vertical lines. And from all the four corners, I have just drawn a line to that single vanishing point that I have chosen on the horizon line, right? Next, just pick a point to establish the depth of this box. And from that point, drop in a vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal. And that is all there is to it. This is a box in one-point perspective. Now, let us have a look in how to draw the same box in a two-point perspective. So what happens in a two-point perspective is that only the vertical lines will remain vertical in a two-point perspective, and all the horizontal lines that you have over here will go to two vanishing points. So let's see how it's done. So to do that, first I have to pick two vanishing points on my page which are on the horizon line. So I'll just take I hope you can see this. Okay, I'll just take this point as my right vanishing point, and I'll take this point as my left vanishing point. Oops, happens. So all the lines which are going away from the viewer should go to these two vanishing points, right? So the easiest way to draw a box in two-point perspective is just hold a box like this, and whichever is the edge which is closer to you, just draw that vertical line. So I'll just draw one vertical line. Yeah, perfectly centered. Let's say something like this. Right, this is the edge which is the closest to you, which is this one. Now, the lines which are going away to the right, this line and this line, should go to my right vanishing point, and the lines which are going to the left away from you should go to the left vanishing point. So I'll take the top of my line, then I'll draw a line which goes to the right vanishing point, right? Next, I'll do the same from the bottom of my line. Next, repeat the same thing to the left vanishing point as well. And like so. Now, the same thing, how deep should my box be? Meaning, where should this point and this point should lie on these two lines? So just go ahead and pick any point. So let's say my box should end somewhere over here, right? So just take this point and drop in a perfect vertical, because remember, in two-point perspective, all the vertical lines will still remain vertical, right? And do the same thing for the lines which are going to the left vanishing point as well. Just pick a point where you think your box should end. I'll just pick this point, then I'll just drop in a vertical. All right, now we have the height of our box and we have the depth of our box. Now take any of these two lines. First, I'll start with this vertical here, and from this point, the top of the line, draw a line which goes to the right vanishing point, and repeat the same from the bottom of the line. and do the same for this line also here. But now the lines will go to your left vanishing point. Perfect. Now you have two intersecting points over here. One is over here and one is over here. All that is remaining, just connect these two lines with a vertical, which is essentially the back edge of our box. Now I'll just go ahead and darken this. By the way, if you don't want to use straight edge and a proper horizon line, and where your vanishing points are off the page, I have already made a video on how to draw such type of boxes freehand and how to practice drawing boxes in 2-point perspective, which is very essential, because when it comes to sketching products in 2-point perspective or in single point perspective, the ability to draw boxes freehand and in a very quick way is very essential, because essentially you're going to carve things out of a box or add things to a box. So feel free to check out my tutorial on how to draw boxes, a simple hack which I have explained. It's just a quick little hack which you can learn in like 2-3 minutes tops, through which you will be able to draw perfect boxes in 2-point perspective and also in 1-point and 3-point perspective. So I'll just darkening these lines over here. All right, so the lines which I have not darkened, those are essentially hidden from view. All right, there you have it. So you have a box in 2-point perspective and in 1-point perspective. It is very essential to master these like drawing boxes in 1-point and 2-point perspective in any angle or form, which is very essential. So I'll just mention one more point over here. Whatever we have drawn here are below the eye level, meaning let's treat the horizontal line or the horizon line which you have over here as your eye line, and whatever we have drawn is essentially below our eye line. That's the reason why you are able to see the top of the boxes over here. If you were to draw the same thing above the horizon line somewhere over here, it would be called as objects which are above your horizon line. Simple concept. To just demonstrate, instead of drawing it again, I just rotate my page where let's say this is your horizon line and you have drawn objects above your eye level, which is above the horizon line. Now this would be the bottom of the box, which is also called as an ants perspective, or above eye level perspective. So that's it for this tutorial. One more tip: to make these drawings as realistic as possible, make sure that your two vanishing points are as far apart as possible on this horizon line. If you just have two vanishing points somewhere over here and somewhere over here, it looks very distorted and warped. So that's not good. So yeah, so just follow these tips and tricks and you are good to go. So this is the basics of 1-point and 2-point perspective. I hope you understood this tutorial. If you did, make sure to click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post 2 tutorials on perspective drawings every week or so. And if you have any feedbacks, suggestions, or any requests on which topic that I should make a video on, please feel free to mention that in the comment section below. I'll make sure to address those topics. All right, until next time, see you everyone. Bye bye. Have a nice weekend.